In 2016, religious tolerance and religious freedom conditions continue to deteriorate in India. Hindu nationalist groups and their sympathizers perpetrated numerous incidents of intimidation, harassment, and violence against religious minority communities and Hindu Dalits. Here is a breakdown of India's religious groups. Its current total population is 1.26 billion. In the last 4 years, there has been an increasing concern around the world about the decreasing freedom of religion within India. Various nationalist groups in India have adopted the ideology of Hindutva, or Hinduness, which has 3 pillars: common nation, race, and culture, and forms the basis of an exclusionary national narrative focused exclusively on the rights of Hindus. For the more extreme Hindutva groups, this means the expulsion, killing, or conversion of all non-Hindus, while more moderate forces merely want greater influence of Hindu principles in the state's decision-making process. There are clear links between the current government and Hindu nationalist groups. India's federal law and penal code have been used against religious minorities. In 2015, high-ranking members of the ruling BJP party, including the party's president Amit Shah, called for a nationwide anti-conversion law. 2 members of the BJP, including Amit Shah, announced that anti-conversion bills are to be introduced in both houses of parliament so as to criminalize religious conversion without the government's consent. However, the BJP government's plan to enact national legislation reportedly hit a roadblock, with the Ministry of Law and Justice advising against the move, stating that it is not tenable since it is purely a state subject. Mob attacks by extremist Hindu groups affiliated with the ruling BJP against minority communities, especially Muslims, continued throughout the year amid rumors that they sold, bought, or killed cows for beef. Instead of taking prompt legal action against the attackers, police frequently filed complaints against the victims under laws banning cow slaughter. As of November, there had been 38 such attacks, and 10 people killed during the year. In July, even after Prime Minister Narendra Modi finally condemned such violence, an affiliate organization of the BJP, the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, announced plans to recruit 5,000 religious soldiers to control cow smuggling and love jihad. The RSS and other Hindutva extremist groups have expanded the scope and size of the religious schools, which teach their intolerant ideology, in their Vijaya Bharati system to nearly 4 million students, and have tried to distribute their own books in the public schools. Their youth wings have used intimidation and violence in colleges to silence their secular or non-Hindu classmates and shut down events that challenge their viewpoints. The Constitution provides for freedom of conscience and the right of all individuals to freely profess, practice, and propagate religion, mandates a secular state, requires the state to treat all religions impartially, and prohibits discrimination on the basis of religion. It also states citizens must practice their faith in a way that does not adversely affect public order, morality, or health. Article 48 of the Constitution requires the state to prohibit cow slaughter, a practice many Muslims believe is required of them during Eid al-Adha. 24 out of the 29 Indian states also have passed laws significantly restricting or banning cow slaughter. From 2012 until today, 78 cow-related hate crimes have been reported across the country. Most of these, 97% of all incidents, have occurred over the last 3 years, since the BJP and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi assumed power in May 2014. Most of those killed, 25 of 29 persons, were Muslim. Of all victims killed or injured, whose identity was reported in news reports, 53% were Muslim, 12% were Dalit, and 10% were Hindu. India's pro-Hindu government presented detailed data in Parliament showing a surge in religion-based violence since it came to power 4 years ago. The statistics revealed on February 6, 2018, confirm a long-standing allegation by rights groups that the situation is worsening. Christians. Before the BJP, there were 38 incidents of religious-based violence from 1964 to 1996. During the BJP coalition, there were 417 incidents of religious-based violence between 1999 and 2001. During the BJP majority, there were 1,261 incidents from 2015 and 2017 alone. This number continues to rise. A February 21, 2018 headline read, "Hindu attacks on Christians double in India." Victims of persecution are often accused of serious crimes such as sedition and insulting religions. Christians feel increasingly unsafe in India amid a rise in Hindu nationalism that often leads to physical attacks. We call on the government of India to cut ties with Hindu nationalist groups, repeal state anti-conversion laws, address corruption issues within the police and judiciary system, recall the rights of religious minorities afforded in India's constitution, abide by Article 18 of the UN Declaration of International Human Rights and Freedoms, which states that everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom either alone or in community with others and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance. We call on Canada to pressure the Indian government to cut ties with Hindu nationalist groups, raise concerns about the persecution of religious minorities at all levels and on future state visits, increase training of embassy staff on religious freedom issues so that every opportunity is taken to hold the government, police, and judicial system to account.